Well, Behavior finally done it. They're releasing the patch rework list that's going to come out. Probably, I don't think it's going to come out before the end of June, but we'll see. Let's see where their minds are at. Stupid bullshit about the rework system. Blah blah blah. We don't care about this. Don't care about prestiging. We already understand that. Let's see. Oh, they're increasing generator speed to 90 seconds. By the way, I didn't read anything in here about them increasing the BP reward for generators. So what I think is going to happen is, as you can imagine, generators are one of the worst time investments for blood points in Dead by Daylight. You spend 80 seconds on them and the generator gives you 1,250 blood points, not including skill checks, not including if you do it cooperatively, and not including if you get a great or regular skill check. So for 80 seconds to get 1,250 blood points is dog shit. You can do a unhook, which takes fucking 2.5 seconds or whatever. You'll get 1,000 blood points, and then if it's a safe one, you get 500 extra. If you heal someone, you'll get 500 blood points more usually. If you do a totem, you'll get 1,000 blood points, even though totems do not contribute to your Lightbringer score unless you do an active totem, or if you do a dull totem within range of the killer or something. I don't know, it's fucking dumb. I didn't see anything about them increasing the blood point reward. Maybe I'm fucking blind. If I am, I pray to God that I am. But to me, this is just going to mean that there's just going to be less gens getting done. And obviously there's going to be less gens getting done because they take 90 seconds. But what I'm saying is that the people play the game in the way to maximize blood points, not maximize escapes. So you're not going to do crank gens out because gens are the worst investment for blood points in the game. You're going to fucking do unhooks and you're going to do totems, even though those don't help you escape. There's those things that you have to do to make sure that you can stay into the game. Okay, this is, so they're going to get, survivors are going to get 5 seconds of endurance and haste when they're unhooked. So that's pretty cool. They added this new term, conspicuous actions, which is just basically what the things that activated DS were before. There might be more or less things in here, but whatever. Okay, so killer perks. Who cares about killers? Let's go look at the survivor perks. Where everyone, 90% of the player base is survivor mains anyway. Fuck killers. Just kidding. Killers should tunnel and camp every survivor in the game. Anyway, I'm a survivor main, by the way. So, Dead Hard. Most used perk, which kind of surprised me, but it doesn't really surprise me too much. But, most used perks, that means it's got to be nerfed into dog shit. So basically, it's not going to give you anything now. It's going to give you 1 second of endurance that I presume the killer won't know is active. So you can activate it and then, vault, or you can activate it and do something, and then it'll put you into the mending state, so you get an extra speed boost. So it seems like Dead Hard's better, but you can't use it for bullshit anymore. So it's pretty good. Honestly, a good change. Decisive Strike. Decisive Strike is basically dog shit now. You can't do any end of the game shenanigans. It stuns for less time. You can't use it in endgame anymore after the doors are powered, because killers getting cucked from a 4K, even though a 3K is a victory for the killers, getting cucked from the 4K, I guess, is just so seeth malding. I don't know. It seems strange. It seems like such a rare occurrence to nerf it in that way. I don't know. And it seems to actually encourage toxicity, because now you're going to want to activate and use DS earlier. You're going to want to put yourself in a situation where you're going to be using your DS rather than just having it and then using it if you need to. Now you're going to want to put yourself in a situation where you're using it, because you're going to want to activate it before you get to endgame. Because if you activate it and let's say you get your first hook in the doors are powered, well, now DS does nothing for you, and you can get tunneled out of the game. Even though the killer played total shit, they can get rewarded for it because your perk is just is just garbage. I don't know. It seems kind of stupid to me. I don't think DS needed a nerf. But 5 seconds sounds kind of crazy though. Maybe 4 seconds. Borrowed time is amazing. Now borrowed time is just going to extend the buff that survivors naturally get from the base kit, which is weird because if you know what the base kit is, base kit now is a hybridization of the speed boost from Babysitter or from Steve, TM, you know, basically is that, but you also get the immunity from borrowed time, and this just extends that by 10 seconds, so it lasts 15. So it seems crazy, right? Am I fucking crazy? I don't know. New borrowed time seems actually insane. Iron Will is complete dog shit. They reduced the grunt noises to 75, so now it's basically no mither. Also, Iron Will doesn't work if you're exhausted, which is just like one of these would have killed the perk to unusable territory, but both of these is insane. This is just it really sucks that Iron Will is useless because, and a lot of people have commented, people run Iron Will because they don't want to hear the character's god awful grunts of pain noises. Like if you play Claire, I think, is that the Resident Evil character? She has awful grunts of pain. Like I cannot play her without using Iron Will because when she's injured, she just makes the most god awful noises. So now Iron Will, basically, you can't use Iron Will to play characters that are annoying because it's just not as effective anymore. Self-care has been nerfed into the ground, which is really funny. I think people in the community are going to lamau at this one. Self-care, it used to allow you to heal at 50%. Now you heal at 35%, and the item efficiency bonus for medkits is completely gone. So I'm in the camp that self-care was actually overpowered. And here's why. If you ever play with the Japanese community in Dead by Daylight, they almost all run self-care. And the reason is because when you're healing yourself, you're spending 32 seconds self-caring, okay? If you're getting healed by someone else, you're spending 32 seconds of survivor time healing. Do you see the math there? 32 seconds of one individual person's time or 32 seconds of two people's time. Now it's 16 for each person, but you're spending 32 seconds of survivor time. So if one person is self-caring, the other person can be looping the killer, doing gens, getting unhooks, doing something. But if two people are healing for 16 seconds, they both have to be in the same place, and they have to be just healing. Now, obviously, there's situations where self-caring can be bad, and a lot of people use self-care in a really, really, really bad way. They run to the edge of the map, then they start self-caring. The killer finds them because they like walk, they'll walk around, and then they'll like start fucking ripping on the self-care guitar again. But yeah, self-care kind of sucks. Yeah, and I'm kind of out of it because I've been getting over COVID, and my voice sucks, and my brain is like fucking mush. Spine Chill. Spine Chill's dog shit now. Spine Chill basically just doesn't do what it's supposed to do. I think it's just unusable garbage. Basically, it's not going to light up unless the killer has direct line of sight to you, and it has a linger effect, so you can't rely on it to see when they don't look at you, and it doesn't give you the vault stuff, which the vault stuff was just kind of like extra shit in there that was kind of funny, but basically Spine Chill's worthless garbage now. So now non-meta perks, killers, who cares about killers? Let's get back to the survivors. Calm Spirit is now the worst perk in the game. It's actually a perk that you take to nerf yourself. I don't know why anyone would ever use it. Nobody already used. What the hell's going on my phone? What the fuck? That is the scariest thing I've ever... I got a notification on my phone that says, "Your birth. Can't wait to celebrate you. Google Assistant." That is fucking depressing. Okay. So yeah, Calm Spirit now, you're not going to scream when you run by birds or whatever the fuck it is, and you get hooked, but it also reduces the speed for cleansing and opening chests, but it makes them silent. Why? What? What the fuck? Wow. Saboteur got a buff that is worthless and meaningless. After months of studying, saboteurs can now identify scourge hooks. So, great. Yeah, awesome. Saboteur should show you the hooks at all times. Shouldn't just show you the hooks when someone's getting carried. That's stupid. But anyway, yeah, DBD, behavior devs don't know what to do. Botany knowledge got a buff. Interesting. This is actually interesting. You can now recoup the losses of other nerfed self-healing, I suppose. Botany knowledge medkit's probably going to be meta. That's insane. 50% heal speed. What the fuck? But they didn't say anything about the item efficiency, so I wonder if they're going to leave that at 33%. Off the record, pretty not really used perk too much. Prove that, or Lucky Break, very much used, but we'll see what they did to that. Upon being unhooked, gain the endurance status effect for 60, 70, 80 seconds. The endurance effect is lost upon performing a conspicuous action. While this is a lengthy endurance effect, yeah, it's fucking insane. Any game progression action will cancel it prematurely, making it purely for evading the kill after being unhooked. So every time, so off the record is just every time you're unhooked, you just have 80 seconds of endurance. It's not just like a use once and it's done thing? Or is it? I don't know. It doesn't seem to say that it's one use. I mean, it used to be one use and done, I'm pretty sure, but I don't understand from the text here if it's one use and done. This is like, once again, this is killer trolling perk. You get this to like, oh, hey, you had killer, you haven't seen me in a long time. Hey, get fucked, loser, you actually can't down me. Lucky Break. So Lucky Break was a pretty interesting perk because it worked with one build that was Overcome, where you got hit and then you would run, and then when you're injured, Lucky Break would make it so that you're not bleeding and you're not leaving scratch marks. Then you could go secretly heal up around a thing. So let's see what they did to it. Lucky Break is great for escaping a chase, but the effect runs out quickly. True. So we're giving survivors a way to recharge Lucky Break. I like that. Each second spent healing another survivor increases Lucky Break's duration by 1 second. The total time cannot exceed the starting duration. Oh, so you can just get it back. That's actually really cool. That's really cool. This is actually one buff, other than Dead Hard, that is honestly pretty cool. Pharmacy. Pharmacy is kind of shit. Nobody seriously uses it, but let's pretend that the devs know what they're talking about here. Pharmacy used to guarantee an emergency med kit the first time you searched a chest, which you'd either hope nobody takes before you need it or hide it off in a... What? Okay, so this just proves... this just proves that behavior just don't play the game. If you're running pharmacy, why are you... I like how in this, they're implying that you already came into the match with an item, and then you're using pharmacy to give yourself 2 items, but then you're like, oh no, Billy, I have 2 hands, but I actually can only carry 1 item. What do I do? Like, this is a dilemma that only the behavior devs could find themselves in, because nobody playing the game has ever been like, what? When I run pharmacy, I can't carry my new item even though I brought in... Like, this is so stupid that I'm actually at a loss. Anyway, now pharmacy will activate whenever you're injured, guaranteeing an emergency medkit when you search a chest. This effect can happen multiple times in one trial. What? I mean, I like it that there is a kind of like, oh, I get injured, then I go find a this actually just sucks though. This is actually a nerf. Because it's a practical nerf, because what you want to do is you want to go and you want to get your med kit right away at the beginning of the game, because there's like, what, 3 chests in a game if you don't use items, and you're going to check the basement, you're going to check the guaranteed places for the chest, and you're going to go get your med kit. Now, you have to wait till you're injured, but what if other people have already looted all the chests? Then what? Then you're just not going to get it. Like, now, they've made the perk worse. Even though you can put, it has an upper limit of being gooder, but I highly doubt it. So I think this is a nerf. This is, pharmacy went from being dog shit to being literally in the crater of the earth tier. Soul Survivor. Soul Survivor was a very controversial perk for a very long time due to revealing the killer, I believe, and using in Swift groups, but I think that's this one? I don't know, we'll see. In addition to hiding your aura, Soul Survivor will now increase your generator repair speed by 75% and your exit gate opening by 50%. These effects are only active when you are the last standing survivor. I mean, that makes sense with what Soul Survivor says. That's what I would expect it to do. It's pretty interesting. The hiding your aura part, like, hiding your aura. Does it always hide your aura? Like, the killer can never read you, so Distortion is going to be worthless now? Oh, Distortion, they got a way to get tokens back. I don't like this way of getting tokens back, and if you play the game, you know why. So, for Distortion, you start with 4 tokens. Anytime the killer has a thing that would read your aura, Distortion will prevent your aura from being read. The problem with this way of reworking it, where you gain a token for every 30 seconds spent within the killer's terror radius, is that not every killer has a terror radius. Like, stealth killers don't have it. Like, if you, what is that perk? There's that perk combo, like, for the people, not for the people, but there's the perk combo where you're in the killer's terror radius and you get charges that make normal skill checks great skill checks. That perk has the same problem, is that when you're against killers that are only in the terror, well, that one also has the problem where you need to not being chased by the killer. So this one, you could recover Distortion charges by getting in chase with the killer too, which is kind of cool. So that part makes it a little bit okay. I think Distortion should get tokens when a generator is completed. I think that's fair. I think this is going to leave some bad taste in some killers' mouths. But it's a lot easier than getting gens done, that's for sure. But it probably will be my go-to perk, actually. Lightweight. Boy, I hope they buff Lightweight, because Lightweight was dog shit. I like Lightweight. Lightweight Iron Will is a very fun build for survivors against killers who are on high walls and don't have their sound turned up. So let's see. Lightweight. Your scratch marks will be more sporadic, making you harder to track, and your marks will fade sooner. Up from 1, 2, and wait. I'm confused. So, did they just write these backwards? So your scratch marks, they wrote these backwards, because here it's like your scratch marks will fade 5 for 3 seconds sooner, up from a 1, 2, 3. But here, like, I wouldn't want them to fade 1 second sooner. I would want them to fade 3 seconds sooner. But here, I would want them to fade 5 seconds sooner, not 3 seconds sooner. But they're in the different orders. 1 here is bad, 5 here is good, but they're both in the front position. Either way, that's a nice lightweight buff. I actually like this a lot. I really do. Deja Vu. I don't remember what Deja Vu does. I think it reveals the killer when survivors... No, that's Dark Sight, isn't it? I don't even know what Deja Vu does. So what is the new Deja Vu? To help survivors power the 3 closest generators, Deja Vu will now grant a 5% repair speed bonus to revealed generators. Interesting. Does that work with Visionary? I feel like it requires me to know what Deja Vu is to understand this. No One Left Behind. Beyond its current effects, No One Left Behind will grant 7% movement speed bonus to any survivor you unhook. Additionally, the perk now activates when the gates are powered. Oh, thank God. No One Left Behind was so dog shit, because you had to open the generator, or open the doors rather than just power them. It's still pretty dog shit. I think it gives you 100% increase heal speed and 100% increase unhook speed. So this will be interesting. It'll be usable, but Dark Sense. We've changed the way Dark Sense works. When a generator is powered, Dark Sense activates. The next time the killer comes within 24 meters of you, their aura is revealed for 5, 7, 10 seconds, then Dark Sense deactivates. When a generator powered. I like that. I think there should be more perks that, for the survivors, activate when a generator is completed. They need to incentivize survivors to do gens, because they just don't. They farm unhooks. They'll run up in the killer's face and they'll unhook with BT, and then they'll get down, and then the other person will unhook them back, and then the killer will be at 4 hooks within the first 2 minutes of the game, because 2 people are just farming unhooks. It's not fun. Like, it's not a fun way to play the game at all. So I think things that encourage people to do gens is nice. Tenacity. In addition to the current effects, Tenacity now reduces your grunts of pain by 75% when in the dying. Interesting. Combined with the increased crawling speed, this now will be more effective at crawling away from the kill. Oh, wow, really? I like how they tell you, like, oh, hey, idiot, this is how to use the perk. I don't know. I mean, Grunts of Pain while you're down makes sense, I suppose. I mean, still, usually it's like the blood trail that you get found by, though, so, yeah. Oh, Hope is dog shit. Let's see what they did to this. But the limited duration can cause it to expire. Doesn't Hope have like an 80-second duration? Since the perk is only useful at the end game, we remove the duration. I mean, that's cool. Hope's still bad, because as a killer, you can almost always guarantee that you'll get to end game, because if you stop playing, you'll get to end game. But as a survivor, if you stop playing, you're not going to get to end game. So, like, it's a perk that requires you to get to a certain point in the game that you're not guaranteed to get to. So, like, a guaranteed useful perk will always get play over a meme perk, which is a bit unfortunate. In its current state, cleansing a totem grants you a repair speed bonus of 6, 7, 8. Now that bonus doubles if you cleanse a hex. That's so dumb. The problem isn't that it gives you bonuses and the bonuses need to be bigger. And they're already changing the perk. They're already changing the perk. It just came out. But the problem isn't that it gives you bonuses, or the bonuses aren't enough. The problem is that it requires you to do a totem to get a bonuses that you can lose when you get hurt. Like, it's fucking dumb. It's dumb. I don't know. It's really dumb, in my opinion. Should be something else. Should do something else. Oh, okay, here we go. We're gonna live forever. I really... Is this the last Survivor one? Boy, I hope they completely gutted this perk. Much like barbecue and chili, this perk features a massive blood point bonus. We do not want blood points to dictate which perks are used, so we have removed the bonus blood points from... Oh, well, that perk's... So is there a way to get more blood points? Well, this perk's the worst perk in the game now. Why would anyone... Nobody uses this for the effects. Everyone uses it for the blood points. This change will release at the same time as the progression overhaul, which is expected to cut the grind by about 75%, with matchmaking incentives providing an additional avenue for blood points. Oh, so they're basically saying that, like, you don't need to grind for blood points, so you don't need the blood points from this perk anymore, which is not true, because new players still need to grind blood points, so having this accessible to them to grind blood points is just a boon. Like, you're just wrong. Whatever, behavior devs, but you're fucking objectively wrong. Additionally, the actions that previously granted a token will now activate the perk's secondary effect. While active, healing a survivor from the dying state grants them the endurance effect for 6, 8, 10 seconds. The secondary effect of Working a Lever then deactivates. So, additionally, so you get a token when you unhook or take a protection hit, and then you can use those when healing somebody from the dying state. Or no, while active. So you have to have... Holy God, this is... Why did they make a Yu-Gi-Oh card for a perk? So you have to get the tokens. You don't start with them. You have to get them now. I mean, you always had to get them, but now you're not getting them for blood points. You're getting them for the active. And then the active is when you're healing someone from the dying state, it grants them the endurance effect. And then it deactivates. Does it deactivate forever or what? I don't know. This is kind of crazy to me. People don't go for the like if somebody's getting healed off the ground and the killer's coming, usually the person who's getting healed off the ground doesn't need endurance. Usually the person who's healing them does, because when you're on the ground, you can't get hit. So when the person's getting up and running, the person who's doing the healing is usually blocking the killer's body. So, I don't know. The too much bullshit going on. Wow. Anyway, I guess that was my review. If you like these perk changes and you want to tell me how stupid I am, go right ahead. Yeah, thanks. Bye.